Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Salty Sweet Games, where we shenanigan sob and smooch our way through tabletop role-playing games. I'm one of your hosts, Salty.
And I'm Sweet.
And these various assorted spices are our friends. Hi, welcome to Masks of Nyarlathotep, our long-running pulp action meets cosmic horror campaign. It's a fun day. It is a fun day around these parts, around the spice cabinet. But before we go around and check in with everybody, meet them and their characters, we have some channel shout-outs, starting with Roll20, our virtual tabletop of choice, which unites gamers across any distance with easy-to-use tools that run straight from your web browser for free. We are part of their Spotlight program, which is now called the Ambassador program, which highlights indie tabletop creators all across the interwebs. It is the 10-year anniversary of Roll20 being a thing, and there are a bunch of cool sales going on. I think to close it out next week, we'll be doing a giveaway that we get to do for being an ambassador, so that'll be cool. Assuming everyone's alive, we'll do that. Also, thank you to our other sponsors, Dice Envy and Grinding Coffee Co. If you like your shiny math rocks, if you like your soaked bean energy, then you will like these two companies. They're really awesome to work with. We have affiliate links and discount codes in the panels down below or in the chat. Excellent. Thank you to everyone who has subbed, gifted subs, followed, chatted, lurked, liked, commented on YouTube and all that jazz. We really appreciate it. If you feel like supporting us further, there are tip incentives down below which can seriously impact the game using bits or our Streamlabs tip jar. You just click on the panel image affect the game or use exclamation tip in chat and it'll take you where you need to go. Yes. And nothing weird's happening, so nobody needs to panic about them. They'll be fine. They're all fine. Last thing, we here at Salty Sweet Games use safety tools, lines, veils, X, N, and O cards, stars and wishes, and content warnings because while the characters may be put through hell, or whatever it is I'm going to put them through today, the players are here to have fun, and they're our priority always. Without further ado, I feel like we should meet them. Let's start with Kienna.
Hi everyone, I'm Kienna. I'm the channel. My pronouns are she and they, but today I am playing Irene Blackwell. Her pronouns are she and her. She's in a pyramid. She's having some real bad vibes from the pyramid.
Just vibing.
Just, when it's just everything's bad about a place. You can't tell what it is. It's just giving you bad vibes. That's where we are right now. And currently there's a giant thunderstorm happening in my real life right now for some extra pathetic fallacy on top of that. My lights definitely did just flicker, so if I disappear, you can blame the weather.
And we will. Let's go over to Allison.
Good morning. I'm back, baby. I'm Allison. I play Ganymede Graves, adventure scientist, once the archetypical woman of the age of progress and rationality, now she who surrenders to the madness, to fight the madness. And oh, I'm ready to surrender to some madness today. If we didn't push through the bad vibes, we'd still be in Peru probably, or we come on, push through the bad vibes. I'm sure nothing bad's gonna happen.
Yeah, I don't know why anybody would think that it would.
I can't imagine.
I mean, the only reason someone might think that something bad would happen is if your keeper were very, very good at communication. Let's go down to Summer.
Hi, it's me, Summer. I use she, her pronouns, and today I'm playing Ava Cowles, who also uses she, her pronouns. And I caught some bad vibes too. And it's so crazy. You would never believe this, but it actually started, the craziest storm just started out here for no reason. And my power could go out at any second.
Wow.
I could leave too. And if I disappear, that's why. It's because of the really, really terrible tornado happening outside.
Yeah, you live 20 minutes away from me?
It's isolated. It's so
Oh
weird.
wow. Okay, good. This is
Freak thing.
But let's go over to someone who has no weather issues. Thomas, hi.
Funny you say that. There's actually a really terrible storm here.
It might be a short session today.
Yeah.
Got some chickens I gotta put up.
They're talking about tornadoes, which have never happened here before. That's how bad it is.
Oh. Okay.
No, we don't have bad weather here. We don't have weather is just what it is. There's just no weather. It just doesn't exist here. Hi, I'm Tommy, added Fair to Penguin Space Fair. I play Zebulon Augustine Claiborne Montgomery III. We both use he, him. And you got a bad feeling about this place? You got a real bad feeling about this place.
Yeah.
And really hopes that nothing bad happens here.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Good. Yeah, we're all very, very hopeful, which is great. I'm happy for us and our hope. So, if you're joining us for the first time, this motley crew is trying to stop an apocalyptic event from occurring. Their journey started when their good friend Jackson Elias was murdered for investigating the infamous Carlisle expedition, the members of which were all formerly presumed dead. Since then, they've uncovered a global conspiracy involving various death cults, who all worship different aspects of the same eldritch god. Many names, many forms, but all the same and to one end. This has taken them from Peru to New York, England, Shanghai, Australia, and now to Egypt. The cults were working together to build a machine to rupture and taint the sky, but our heroes stopped that part of the plan. But it ain't that easy. The cults in Africa are still thriving and are preparing for a great ritual on January 14th, 1926. A mere 123 days from the afternoon of Sunday, September 13th, 5 days before the new moon. Last session, after a harrowing evening, the group wrapped things up at the Egyptian Museum. Ava was unable to convince Hanan to give them access to Al-Azif. Ganymede sent word to the Daring, and Salim picked up the car Nigel arranged for them. The group set out for Al-Wasta to find Nouri. They met her and her son Ubaid, both of whom had been disfigured by the Brotherhood after warning and sheltering Warren Bassart many years ago. Nouri gave you half of the old Eye of Light and Darkness ward that the Carlisle expedition broke from the Red Pyramid. Ubaid also asked a lot of very innocent questions about your travel plans. The next day, you stopped at Medum and Dasher. You bribed the guards at the Bent Pyramid and were able to gain access to the western entrance. Inside, you saw a funerary chamber with 2 strikingly white pillars at the rear. And all of you were slowly filled with an overwhelming sense of dread. What would you like to do?
I believe I just stepped outside actually for
To
some
get
air.
some air.
Yeah, it's like really uncomfortable in here. It's like kind of stuffy.
Great.
Old air and me, just we clash. So I'm outside.
Great.
Ganymede has this same sense, I think, but is perhaps inured or accustomed to it from her dabblings with Mythos power. And so I think she's looking for more I'm curious to know what might be causing this in this place. And so I think I notice Ava leave, but you've seen Ganymede get this way before. She's very focused, and it takes a lot to pull her out of that. So I'm looking around.
Yeah, absolutely. Why don't you give me a spot hidden, or if you think there's anything else that would apply, you're welcome to.
Yeah. It's a hard success.
Hard success. Yes, a hard success. Good. So, are you just moving throughout the room?
I am. I'm looking for. Of course, I know that places like this tend to have been emptied long ago, but I'm looking for hieroglyphs, carvings, other things that might be anything that might be unusual.
Yes, I would love to tell you all about it. So, the right-hand pillar, so you're like moving through, and these are right up against the wall, and they're on the rear of this room, which is the interior of the pyramid. Low to the ground, you'd say maybe about head height if you were kneeling. There's a hole about this big, like about the size of your mouth. And there is scratching, but it almost looks like hieroglyphs, but there's an element of it that looks like writing you've seen in the couple of books you've read.
Ah.
And it's kind of scratched around the hole.
And it's near which pillar?
The right-hand pillar.
The right-hand pillar. Is there a matching one on the other side?
No.
Ganymede gets down on her knees in the sandy floor to get a closer look at it. She takes what looks like an old kind of small paintbrush out of her bag and begins to brush the dust surrounding these carvings to see if I can get a better sense of what they might represent.
Yeah. You don't read hieroglyphs, but you do have points in Cthulhu Mythos, so you can make a Cthulhu Mythos check.
I do, in fact. All right. I'm going to re-roll that, I think.
Okay.
Oh, yes. I'll spend a luck point and make that a success.
What a magical day this is. Go ahead and take that reroll off, please.
Uh-huh.
And that luck
I'm gonna
point,
take
of
my
course.
luck away. Yep.
It takes you some time. Oh, Kowaifu gives you a roll on the Eldritch gift table as well, which is
thank you. I will take it.
Yeah. Hey, you get a reroll back.
Another reroll. Brilliant.
Wow, no consequences to anything. What are Irene and Zeb doing while Ganymede is doing this?
I think Irene was mostly just like looking around, just like seeing what this room is, and like I think she's kind of like walking the perimeter of it, and just there's a part of her that wants to leave.
Mm-hmm.
The other part of her is like, okay, if I want to leave because I'm getting a bad vibe here, then there must be something here. So worth investigating. So
yeah. Good. And Zeb?
I think Zeb's probably finished up taking pictures of this place and is probably over by Ganymede or walks over to Ganymede at this point. So,
Yeah.
What you getting then? What you find anything interesting, Ganny?
Yes, actually, I think that I have. What do I learn from?
So, it doesn't exactly translate well to modern English, but after a while you can kind of figure it out. Weighs nothing, but you carry me with you always.
Ways. Oh, okay.
And it seems to imply like it wants you to give whatever the answer is.
Yeah. Would you believe? I think it's a riddle, Zebulon. It reads. I think if I'm reading it correctly, it reads, "Weighs nothing, yet you carry it with you always."
I mean, I feel like that could be a lot of things. Pride. A lot of other feelings. Being absolutely fucking terrified of this place. I'm definitely not getting a good feeling from around here, Candy, so.
She smiles with that. She doesn't look up, but you can hear the smile in her voice as she says, "Zebulon, when was the last time you got a good feeling when we were underground?"
Well, I mean, I don't think we're technically underground yet. Which is why I'm extra worried. But we are under a lot of what was formerly Earth. We don't want to give this thing anything, right? That can't be a good idea.
Weighs nothing, yet you carry it with you always. Ganymede kneels down so that her face is right by this hole.
Ganny, what are you doing? Ganny, I don't think that's a good idea.
Yeah. Okay.
And she holds her breath for a second and then just breathes into it, just exhales into it.
Around the front of the pillar, part of it lowers. You hear the grinding of rock.
I get up and step back. Oh, really?
Oh man, I thank God. I thought that thing was gonna like take your soul for a moment. Like, oh, you do still have your soul, right, Ganny?
As far as I know. So did something lowered down from the ceiling?
No, it's like part of the pillar itself seemed to descend. And looking in that space, there are steps going up.
Can we reach them from where we are?
Yeah. It's like a secret door that has lowered and revealed there are stairs within the pillar heading into the pyramid.
There's no way we're going up those stairs, right, Kienna?
She says, you know, I'm rather surprised because technically the air does have weight. That's why there's such a thing as air pressure, but well,
I mean, we're talking about people, what, 2,000 years ago?
yes. Well, we're certainly not going up without Ava.
Well,
Shall we get her?
I mean, you're serious about going up.
The stairs go upward and higher into the pyramid.
Yep.
Well, why wouldn't we at this point?
I mean, I can think of about a million reasons why we wouldn't go up.
But what might we learn?
I mean, surely we could learn it from somewhere else. Maybe in like a nice cafe.
Ava, you heard the grinding of rock from outside.
Sure, for sure. It's too bad I'm dead out here. Died. Crazy. Okay, yeah, I would go. Look.
Yeah. So you come in
Yeah.
and you can see now this pillar, part of it has disappeared and it's like an arch with stairs going up.
She would just look at it and then like look around. 'Cause she didn't notice it the first. She was like, "That's not always weird stuff." Did you press something?
Not at all. I breathed on it, believe it or not. It was a riddle. It's right there, and I point to the hole and translate it for you.
Oh, well, that's certainly interesting.
Now she wants to go up the creepy stairwell into the creepy pyramid.
Huh. Do you think this is something that the guards maybe should know about?
No,
No.
absolutely not.
I mean, if we're gonna be going into the pyramid, shouldn't somebody know
I think
that
we
we're
were kind
going?
I think we were
there.
kind of lucky they let us in here at all.
Right.
I feel
Where-
like if we told them that we opened up a secret doorway, they're
Uh-huh.
gonna start asking too many questions.
Right. Where's Salim?
Salim, I think Salim had pretty much stayed outside once he saw it was like a room, but he's definitely looking in now.
Yeah. I'm gonna look at Salim or like kind of like go over more because I'm sure he's like kind of outside still.
Yeah.
Whatever. So I just like go over to him and I'm just gonna be like, so I think that we're going to be going in a little bit more. If you wouldn't mind, just waiting to see, and also, is apparently, and she'll gesture to the staircase. Ganymede opened that passageway by blowing into that hole. So if something happens and that closes, if you could just, blow in the hole again.
Okay.
so that the staircase comes back so that we can get out.
If something should go wrong, what should I do? Because last time, I was told to run and get help and abandon Miss Blackwell and Mr. Claiborne Montgomery. If for some reason,
Right.
should I also abandon you here? And if so, who should I fetch? Because Nigel is indisposed.
I would say that maybe, and then she just kind of looks at the other three like, who's a person to tell if something goes horribly wrong?
Yes.
Jack Brady's still in Shanghai.
Not helpful to us right
Most of
now.
our- Nigel's not here.
Okay.
Maybe he gets a message to the Darrington and our friends, I suppose.
Oh, you could just, you could tell, like a cat, right? That's how that
that's
was
right.
working.
Tell a
Oh.
cat that Zeb is in, like just a cat, any cat.
Okay.
Yes.
Yes, I can do that. There have been several tailing us.
Yeah.
Tailing. Are you sure you want to go in there?
Oh, I personally don't want to.
Because I barely want to enter this room.
Right? It's very, it's got a terrible feeling in here. No, don't particularly want to, but it is why we're here. So I think we will be going in, and like I said, if the staircase closes,
Yes.
blow in the hole.
Blow in the hole.
And if it doesn't open again, tell the nearest feline.
Okay. Oh, okay. Okay.
I think that should be fine. That seems very precautionary to me.
I think that's about as precautionary as we're going to be able to get.
Thank you, Slim. You've been wonderful.
If something if you start hearing if something truly bad starts happening, besides telling the cat, I would also then at that point also just trying to get out of here.
Maybe not leave entirely, but evacuate the
Evacuate
immediate
the
area.
Yeah.
Okay.
Maybe stay by once if things start going bad, stay by the car and keep it hot just in case.
Sure. I can do that.
That's only if things go, bad.
Hey, we might come back out in 5 minutes, but
Just covering our bases.
Okay.
these are all worst case scenario
Right.
situations. that were
Unlikely to happen.
hypothetical entirely.
I mean, okay. Yeah.
That just passes some more money.
Thank you.
I just,
We are
yeah, I
very
patted
appreciative.
him on the shoulder. Oh, thank you, Slee.
He appreciates both.
Yeah.
And then Zeb's gonna walk back over it. He's gonna take out the sword. It's I think we should be prepared if we are going up.
Are you sure you want to go up, everybody? You don't need to.
It would be so silly. Imagine we
found a
left.
secret door and we just left.
It's
That
the
doesn't seem
equivalent
like us.
It's the equivalent of finding a locked door, going through all the trouble of unlocking it, and deciding, we're good actually, and walking away.
Actually, we're totally fine.
As this conversation was happening with Salim, Ganymede was just sort of standing in front of it, and she's looking up to see what she can see, but she's also put the brush away and has taken out her shotgun and is making sure that it's loaded.
It is very dark. In fact, the entryway almost reminds you of like a mouth.
Nice.
I don't like all this mouth symbology we're getting.
I hate it.
Seriously, no, I'm with you.
But just because I'm excited doesn't mean that you have to go into this really cool secret stairwell in the bent pyramid.
I will take out a flashlight and hand it to Zeb and say, I think it might be best perhaps if I have both hands free.
Sure, that sounds reasonable, I suppose. I guess that means I'm going first. Irene, how do you feel about this? Zeb's like very clearly nervous to go up.
Yeah.
It's like definitely stalling.
Well, I mean, I think that we should at least do a very preliminary look carefully. And if it seems like it goes deeper, we could always decide to turn around and come back more prepared. But for now, I think we might as well see what's up those stairs.
All right, okay. Oh, Zeb like stretches and cracks his knuckles.
Mm.
All right.
I'm right at Zeb's back too.
You know, this thing goes up, which is pretty unusual for where we're typically going. So that's got to mean something, right? Like, up good, down bad.
Yes, perhaps a good omen.
I'm going. Don't anyone stop me.
So Zeb's up front with the flashlight.
Flashlight, one hand, sword, the other.
Yep. Ganymede is behind him with her shotgun.
Close enough that I can reach out and put my hand on his back.
Who's following?
Probably Irene.
Mm-hmm. Are you armed?
Yes.
Okay. Ava, you're bringing up the rear?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think
I've got a
Zeb-
lightning gun.
Yeah, I think Zeb hands his lightning gun to Irene.
Oh, okay.
It was like, we just don't know how much normal bullets you're gonna do, and if I've got the sword, I'm not really probably gonna be using the lightning gun as much, and just
Yeah, sure. I think she takes a moment to look at it. She had not handled one of these before. When we first got the lightning gun, she was like, I'm cool. I don't need to.
No, but you've seen
How other
Yeah.
people have used it. Just like okay, this is...
it's a lot like using any other rifle, sort of. Zeb points is like, if you need to turn it up a notch, which you probably will. And Zeb's gonna take one look around and then start heading up.
Okay. As you ascend the 20 steps, you recall Dr. Kafur from his lecture of sorts at dinner on the night of your arrival. Records imply that Nephron Ka's corpse was removed from Medum and placed within the bent pyramid, but exploration of the site has discovered no trace, despite rumors of a hidden chamber within. Another pyramid at Dasher, the Red Pyramid, is also attributed to Sneferu. This pyramid is said to guard Dasher, lest Nefrin Ka rise from the dead. And those of you who knew Jack Brady before your assault on the volcano recall his story. The digger said something about the pyramid ate them. After the first 20 steps, you find a series of ramps, all ascending, seemingly towards the interior of the pyramid's capstone. Are you continuing?
Anything like interesting to look at on the way, like carvings or like? Is there any light source, or is it just dark?
It is dark
Completely
except for
Okay.
your torch.
Cool.
Are there any, boulders dropping from above and rolling down these ramps to crush us?
Not that you notice.
Any sign of other people having been here lately other than us?
Do you have, what is it in this game? Survival or tracking?
Boy, howdy, do I not.
Hold on. Who knows what I have? I certainly
Track.
don't.
I mean,
Track.
I think the basic track is a 10. I think.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So anybody could roll it.
Yeah, if you'd like to.
I mean, if nobody has it, I will
No.
certainly just do it for shits and giggles.
Ooh,
Go
Go
for
for
it.
it.
Yeah, no.
What about, can I hear anything?
Ooh, yeah, make a listen check.
And I get a bonus die on those. And I'm great at it. Extreme
You're
success.
so great at it.
Not even gonna roll my bonus because I don't need
It's deadly quiet. You know that the entryway is still open. It did not close immediately behind any of you. But it's just so quiet.
Based on what I've seen outside, it feels as though these ramps that we're seeing, that all of this is still within the confines of the pyramid itself.
Yes,
right?
you know that the pyramid's angle changes halfway through, so it's a bit disorienting, but still makes sense.
Yes.
Yeah, we're not in impossible space yet.
Right.
Yeah.
And do the ramps go in different directions? Do we need to choose one?
Nope, they all
Oh.
lead up.
Okay.
Would anyone like to
Yeah.
turn back? Okay.
No, we came, we saw the ramps were real interesting. I mean,
But think of it. Zebulon, Dr. Kafur said that there were only rumors of a hidden chamber. We've discovered it. We could be the first to walk these stairs in thousands of years. Who knows what knowledge or treasure might lie above?
oh, I'm certain there's gonna be knowledge up above. I'm just wondering what else is there.
Are there any loose stones?
Oh, you mean like pebbles?
Yeah, like
things that
like
have
little
just...
rocks along the ground.
Sure.
Okay. I think that probably I grabbed one close to the entrance.
Yeah.
And I've been like, as we've been going, kind of like marking X's up the wall as we go, like just in case.
Sure.
Like this shit gets funky, has been funky in the past. Ava's like, well, we were here. Like marking little, just digging into the wall a little bit
Yeah.
with a freestone. But that's like, I don't think she's going back. looking back a lot longingly, you know,
Yeah.
like, outside. It was so
Y'all
nice when I
remember
was
the
out there.
outside, the
I remember
fresh air?
outside, not being in this dreadful chamber.
Oh, okay, all right. Just saying, you know, just in case anyone else wanted to turn back, you know, just wanted to check. Just okay.
It can't go much further, so
I guess up we go.
onward and upward.
Yup, absolutely. Zeb reluctantly steps forward.
So, you eventually come to an asymmetrical arch deep inside the pyramid. And just shining your flashlight, it doesn't go very far, but the stone here changes to, instead of this kind of yellowish brown, to green. Let's just head over to the map.
Oh,
See if I can get us situated.
now see, this is very interesting.
So we're not all miss it all the enemy, just you know, glowing stuff. Just,
This is like actively glowing green stone.
There's a bit of light,
Okay.
like green light that seems to be emanating. Let's see.
What's like the statement piece of the room?
The throne
Yeah.
that rests above the floor on a stepped dais, carved from black obsidian encrusted with precious stones. And there are several carvings on the different walls in bas-reliefs. There are at least two, maybe three. It's hard to make out, and it is very dim in here.
Yeah, if I see, I'm like, I know what to not fuck with, and that is the throne. I'm looking at it. That's just a thing that I'm not going to touch. I wish Charlie was here. He'd go sit in it. Okay. I'm gonna go over to one of the carvings on the. I'm not even kidding. I'm gonna go over to one of the carvings on the wall. I think this one, the top one.
The one to the right of the throne.
Yes.
Okay.
If that's okay. Can I go over there?
Yeah.
I'm not gonna touch anything. Hands to myself. I'm gonna go over, but I want to look at this.
Yeah.
Thanks. Cool.
Let me see if I can show everybody kind of what you see. There we go. So.
This map is so sick.
Yes,
Very cool.
it's love maps.
Epic. Absolutely
So
epic.
cool.
And I've lit it, but of course I'm in GM mode, so you'll never know. So, to the right of this throne, it appears to be a distorted map carved into the wall of Eurasia, Africa, Australia, and the Western Pacific. Mountains, rivers, and continental outlines are easily recognized, but no cities or nations are shown. 3 uncut rubies form an elongated triangle, each respectively marking a point in the East China Sea, central Kenya, and Western Australia. Let me show you a picture.
I would love to see a picture.
Can I just say, whether we live or die at this point, the fact that this is happening makes it all worth it. This is so cool.
I don't know that I would agree with that statement entirely, but
It's all worth it. It's all worth it.
if you die, then it's worth it. I'm not
Get
going
my
out
backup
like I'm not going out
character
like
ready as we
this.
speak.
Okay. These points, is the point Australia basically where we were when everything happened?
Yes.
Great. Cool.
There is also this inlaid ebony band marking an arc crossing the Indian Ocean.
Cool. Weird. Yeah, I think that's what's like really catching my eye, because it's a carved relief, or like, right? But this one has been it's been filled with ebony.
Yeah.
In a way that the rest of the map hasn't been. That's interesting. Yeah.
And there are these symbols, much like the ones you saw beneath Ganymede, these arcane symbols carved around the map.
I'm gonna take a handkerchief.
Uh-huh.
And I'm gonna just like, is anything like loose? Like, are these rubies like really inset in there?
They seem to be.
Okay. I just wanted to make sure they're not buttons. That's all.
Right.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. Is anybody else with Ava?
I guess
Yeah, I
Zach
think so. I think this is a of Irene's interest.
Mm-hmm. Thank you, Hawk, for those vitamins. I'm not saying they need them. So Irene and Zeb are there. Ganymede, are you with them?
No, I'm not.
Okay. Anyone who's looking at this could make an appraise or archaeology roll.
Ooh. I am equally wonderful at both of those things. I'm gonna appraise it.
Yeah, no, I did not have. Did not put points in those. I thought I did, but I did not. I put a little bit of points in them, not much.
Yeah.
I'll use a reroll. I have so many. Let me just.
Yeah.
Nope.
Okay. So mark that one off, please.
Yes.
Did somebody update our reroll sheet for the ones that just came through?
Tommy is.
Okay.
Okay, great. And none of the three of you have Cthulhu Mythos points.
No.
So the carvings are indecipherable to you. Ganymede, what are you looking at? Also, please move your tokens if you were over there.
Well, the first thing I do is I look up. What do I see? What do I see above this room? Just a stone.
Yeah, just stone. It is that same green, but it appears like you're in the pyramid's capstone.
Yeah. And then I notice this band of carvings that encloses the area where the throne is, and these strange, the 6 structures, whatever those are.
There are they are columns or pillars.
Okay.
Each of them is about 5 feet high, topped with some kind of gem.
I see. The carvings in the floor. Anything special about that?
Don't take it too literally. The carvings, the main carvings in this room are on the walls.
Yeah. Okay. I'm reminded of the gold bands in the
Yes.
step pyramid in Peru, and I was curious about that. Yeah. So I suppose I will join the others then. I'm most curious about the throne, but if anybody even said something like it's a map, I'd come over to see that.
I think Ava would have said something like, "Oh, this is where we were in Australia," right? Like she would have noticed.
Yeah.
Just said it absently to Irene and Zeb as they came over. Like, look, that's where we were.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. So you can make an archaeology roll.
Yeah. Ganymede says, well, this is quite impossible. There's the Egyptian people of this time had no awareness of the geography this far to the east. It's
Zeb just looks at Ganymede. just gives Ganymede this look like.
I'm gonna re-roll that.
Okay.
There we go.
Okay. With an extreme success. Make sure you mark that off.
Yep, I am.
Although this map looks old, it is a very recent addition to this chamber. And looking at it, with everything you've all put together, the solar eclipse on January 14th of 1926,
Yeah.
that is where it passes. It is over this part of the world.
Yes. Yeah, so this could represent the path of the eclipse. Fascinating that its terminus rests so close to the point in the equatorial region.
Well, you know, these people are very particular about their lunar cycles, and I would imagine it's not a coincidence.
I'm certain that you're right. What is the purpose, I wonder?
Documentation, maybe. He kind of like says, like, with a little laugh, like, I don't know why they put this there.
Yeah.
For style, aesthetic, planes.
I want to go look at the one on the back wall.
I do too. I
Okay.
really do too.
Great.
Window over here.
He's gonna take out his camera and be like, "You don't think
Yes.
I care if I take photos in here?"
Ooh, make a photography check.
Hey, let's
Hey,
go.
it's dark in here.
Another skill I get to use.
Is this a star map? I'm gonna be hype if it is. Yeah, gotta be.
There we go. Wow. Oh, it's an arts and crafts one. That's what it is. Okay, come on. Hey.
A regular
Regular
success.
success.
As you're taking photos, it's something about the light in here, this odd green light. You're having difficulties.
Gotcha. And I
The
wish I had some proper and full camera gear in here, but didn't really lug that around with me.
on the back wall, there are raised inscriptions, more glyphs, again, that look partly Egyptian, partly of the mythos. If you would like to read them, you need to make a Cthulhu Mythos check.
Yeah. I love making those.
Is there a picture of this one?
Fail.
No.
I'll re-roll the failure.
Okay.
Oh well.
Oh well.
Yeah, it's difficult to tell.
Is there anything else recognizable about it? Like that I would be able to...
No, this one
Suss out.
mostly seems to be writing.
I think then, like, it's like Ganny goes over and is, like, studying it, and then Ava's like, I don't know what that is. And I'm just going to walk by and go around to the other wall.
Yeah.
Boop, 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 ba, boop, ba. Here I am.
Great. This one has 2 bas-reliefs, large star chart, and a smaller depiction of specific planetary positions in this solar system. There
Love
are
star charts.
formidable looking astrological symbols ringing this latter relief.
Love that.
Yeah. You could make... None of you really have any sciences. I would take an occult roll.
I have natural world.
It's really science astronomy. And I would also
Ah.
take a harder difficulty, just education check.
Damn, yeah. I actually have like pretty good science, biology, and chemistry, just not strong. But that's okay.
Yeah.
Um,
I'll join you there, and then we can.
which 2 did you say? Which ones would you take, Lauren?
I'd take occult. I'd take an education check, but it's going to be a higher difficulty.
Okay. I'm gonna try education. I'm
Okay.
way better at that, and I'll just re-roll it. I'm willing to spend the re-roll on it. A hard success.
That's good.
I'm gonna use a re-roll anyway, just to see if I can hit extreme.
Okay.
And I
Nice.
fucking did, so I'm glad I used it.
Yeah.
Fantastic. Yeah, as the 2 of you are looking this over, you know, there are only a few visible stars that you recognize. And a lot of it at first seems to be incomprehensible until something clicks for you, Ava. This configuration, the next time this configuration will exist is January 14th, 1926. But it is not the only time it will exist.
When again?
Oh, let's just see, shall we?
And I imagine this is something her dad did that kind of just rubs off. Like, it's like that thing, because he was always talking about what he was doing, right?
Mm-hmm.
Always, constantly telling her what he was up to. So I like to imagine him as a type of person who would get really hyper fixated on a subject for like 6 months and then just be like, next thing. So it was like astrology, stars, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
Astronomy, like all.
Oh, there's one in, let's see, it seems to be a configuration that also includes total solar eclipses. So
Okay.
there's one June 29th, 1927, May 8th through 9th of 1928, May 19th, 1928, April 28th, 1930, October 21st through 22nd of 1930. Those are just the ones you can think of off the top of your head.
Yeah. So the closest one, alarming, but there's like plenty more
Yeah.
after.
Yeah.
Yeah. This particular configuration of stars and planets, it's actually going to be quite common over the next couple of years, I think. I can think of half a dozen times off the top of my head, and that's without any kind of reference.
Ganymede is impressed. Does it give any sense of what might occur on those dates?
It's all
The only-
eclipses, right?
Mm-hmm. Full solar eclipses.
They're all full solar eclipses.
Right. Well, I know we have places to be. Perhaps let's take a look at that throne before we leave and
walks over at this point. He's like, well, found anything useful?
Just more mysteries, I'm afraid.
And some confirmations of things that we've known.
Well, we came, we saw the room. I think we can head back now, right?
Have you taken any other photos?
The lighting in here is really bad. Not real ideal trying to use a flashlight and then all kind of this little bit of a green glow. I don't know how well these photos are going to turn out.
All right, well, once we're able to communicate with Dr. Kafur, we can let him know that all of this is here and they can properly investigate. But let's just take a peek at this throne, shall we? I'm approaching very carefully.
Okay.
I, too, will go look at it from over here.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe not even on this thing, not within the green stones, but
touch
just like...
anything enemy, just, if there's anything in here that looks absolutely like it is an absolute trap of some sort, it is that throne.
Of course I'm not going to touch anything. Zebulon, who do you think I am? Charles?
Irene, where are you?
One quick question. As the person who has experienced some interesting visions about the Black Pharaoh before, both in dreams and in paintings back in England, is there anything here that feels reminiscent of that? Anything on the reliefs, anything about the stone, anything that's kind of like connecting these two? Because I saw a lot of details about the Black Pharaoh, in that weird painting dream vision situation that I had.
Well, I think Ganymede can confirm for you that this is the right time period of when he ruled, or when he was buried, rather. That, I think, maybe in that back wall with all those glyphs. Maybe there's something reminiscent of something you've seen before. Though you can't really tell exactly what.
Okay.
But where are you right now?
I'm still hanging out where I am. I think I spent a lot of time just like looking at the map again and like trying to figure it out. And just coming out against nothing.
So you're looking at the throne, Ganymede.
I am. I'm not climbing the dais quite yet, but...
Yeah, as I said before, it seems to be carved from black obsidian and encrusted with precious stones.
Yeah.
You can make an appraise check.
Appraise? All right.
You don't recognize any of them.
Yeah. So I'm doing... I will do kind of a lap around the dais. So that I kind of come back around. I kind of go around counterclockwise, and so I come back around close to the front. Any markings or carvings or glyphs of any kind on it?
They seem to be the same as the one on the back wall.
Yeah. Um, hmm. Uh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah. What do you want to do?
It just seems like a terrible idea to climb up onto that throne. It seems like an awful idea.
Touch
Yeah.
the butt, Ganymede. Touch the butt.
um, all right, so I want to be very cautious about this. I want to look at the steps, looking for things like pressure plates and that sort of. It does climb up 3 levels, right, to or 4 levels. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to be very cautious, and I probably will approach from the corner, right? I am going to go up there though.
Okay.
So I'm going to kind of approach from this corner and very cautiously climb up until I'm at the top level. I'm also, as I'm going, you can hear the now familiar but no less terrifying sound of me chanting a bit under my breath. I'm preparing to cast the barrier if I need to keep something out or away, but I'm going to climb up and get right up next to that upper front corner of it.
Okay, make a power check.
So casually. Just make a casual power check.
Yanni, what are you doing?
Get a reroll on power checks. There we go, an extreme success.
You really shouldn't do this, but you're capable of pushing through the feeling in your gut. Like every inch of you is saying, bad idea. Foolish idea.
Does it feel physical? Does it feel like the barrier that protected the books in the library vault? So it feels arcane and not just emotional. Or does it?
I mean, I guess with an extreme, this doesn't belong to you. Where's everyone looking right now?
I'm watching Ganymede.
Yeah.
I'm also watching Ganymede.
Yeah, I probably turned at this point just to like see what's going on.
Mm-hmm.
You probably hear Zeb say, "What are you doing, Ganymede?"
Yeah.
And I'm narrating as I go. As I hit that, I'm saying, yes, you don't want me here, do you? I look back over my shoulder at Ava.
You look back over your shoulder at Ava.
Yeah.
Wasn't there an exit behind her? Isn't that where you came in?
Uh-huh. Is it not there anymore?
All you see is rock.
Oh, go ahead.
No, after you.
I jump down. My eyes get big, and I jump down and run over to where the door was.
All of you, I assume, follow that trajectory. And there is nothing but rock behind you, Ava.
Oh. Haha. Any second now, Salim will blow in the hole and things will be fine.
At this point, the gems atop those pillars begin to light.
Cool.
Oh my
One
God,
at a
I see
time.
sparkles. Amazing.
What are you all doing?
Is there any even sign that the door was there?
No,
Like, is there still a crevice?
no.
Um. They're lighting up.
Mm-hmm.
What do they seem to be made out of?
You've never seen anything like it before.
I'm gonna try and break one.
Okay. Everybody position yourselves where you are.
Okay. I'm gonna run over to this one. The first one that lit up.
Uh-huh.
And I have a gun, if you can believe it.
Can.
I have a handgun. Never used it, but I'm gonna take the butt of it and I'm just gonna boom, like crack. Just try and crack it.
Yeah.
Break it.
Take a shot.
Well, I'm just gonna do it with hitting it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Do
should
it.
I strength? What should I
Sure.
I don't know what to do. Oh, I'm so strong. That's great. Hard success.
Nice.
Pretty good.
Yeah,
For a
you
weak girl.
hit it. It glows.
Shatters into a million pieces.
And then you hear throat clearing. And when you all look back at the throne, there's a man sitting in it. Tall, handsome, haughty, and magnificent.
Do I recognize him from my experience in the painting in England?
Both you and Irene recognize him. Dark skin, glittering green eyes.
Is he hot?
Yes. And the
Great.
air around him seems to boil and bend.
I think I just apologize.
That's quite all right, Ava. And all of you recognize that voice. It's always been there underneath Larkin's. He stretches in his chair. A group of mortals sit in a tavern in Lima, Peru. They look up from their wine and see death staring at them from across the room. They cry out, "But this cannot be our time." They flee Peru. They ride and sail fast from New York to England, Shanghai, Australia, and finally to Egypt. When they arrive, they are thirsty. Standing before them at the well is death. Upon seeing death again, they cry out, "This cannot be, for we escaped you in Peru." And death, he lays his hand upon their shoulders and says, "I was also surprised to see you in Peru. For my appointment with you, it was always to be here, in Egypt. Welcome, old friends and new. It's been a while since we talked.
I actually don't believe that we've met.
Not formally, I suppose. You may call me Nephrin Ka. You may call me Augustus Larkin, the bloated woman, the crawling chaos, the bloody tongue, and of course the Black Pharaoh. Am I missing any, Ganymede? There are so many.
She just glares.
I mean, I think maybe biggest asshole in the universe, possibly.
Is anybody raising their weapon?
No.
Zeb's
No,
definitely got a sword in front of him.
I've like backed away from the crystal. Like over here.
Yeah, like I'm holding the weapon, but I haven't like prepared to.
Zeb is definitely like has the sword out in front of him. Like
There's no need for your toys, children. I'm not here to kill you, punish you. Why would I want to? I'm here to offer you a gift for all you have done and yet may do for me. But to do that, to show you my appreciation, first we need a full house. And in a flash of green light, Charles Rapp is on the floor in front of you, before the throne.
What? No.
Charlie, you just had her in your arms.
That's so upsetting.
You can't really make out anything in here. This green light is hurting your eyes after being in total darkness for who knows how long. But you hear a voice from behind you, a familiar one. Lost her again, have you, Charlie? Women like that, they're so hard to pin down. I'd offer you advice, but I think I can offer you something better. What do you do?
Okay, it's fine. Charlie, disoriented as fuck, right? Has been in this nothing abyss, falling forever. But he was content with that. Like, that was okay. He went there. He found Zara. He suddenly, I mean, imagine it's like he was falling forever and then he hits the floor, right? Like, and he's completely disoriented and he hears that fucking voice. Charlie knows that voice really well. I think like totally disoriented, spins around to face him. And I'm going swinging. I'm gonna go punch him in the face.
Okay.
I'm gonna go punch him. Mad, pissed, even.
Okay.
Like, so, like eyes barely adjusting to the light, but I hear this bitch. I'm gonna go hit him right in the head.
Great. You charge up to the Black Pharaoh and take a swing.
Yeah.
Go ahead and roll brawling. He does not attempt to dodge.
Okay, let me get my character sheet. Charlie, my brawling baby. Oh my god. And I'll use an advantage if I have to. A hard success, great. I
Great.
love seeing that.
Wonderful. You clock him across the face. And then from where the air seems to bubble and boil and move, you are thrown back against the wall between Ganymede and Irene. You have no idea what hit you, but something is here that you cannot see, and all of you need to make sanity checks.
Good job, Charlie. Whoa, look at my angels. Look at them go.
For those who succeeded, you take 1. And for those who failed, you take 6. Which I believe was Zeb and Ganymede.
That's so cute.
You
Eve and Charlie have the same sanity.
For those of you who failed, we don't really do temporary insanities, but this is a significant loss. So play that as you will.
I think Zeb then charges at this point, like just out of like a bit of terror, right?
Yeah.
Like, just out of like seeing Charles and then seeing him get thrown back. I think Zeb charges at this point.
Okay.
He's gonna slash at him with the sword.
All right.
The sword of Akmala.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, go for it.
Man, we haven't like leveled up in this in Egypt yet. Oh, okay. Come on. Oh, let's go. I will spend 1 luck to make that hard, just in case.
Okay.
Just in case. It's fine. Luck is a free resource. And just, I think Zeb just lets out this like just roar, like this, just a bit of a strangled roar, and just charges at him and just takes a swing, baseball style.
You cut him. There is a beleaguered sigh as resting underneath his hands, much like you saw Edward Gavigan use, those 2 scepters. He holds them up. And then you are blasted back, but in a different way, because you experience searing pain. And you lose 20 hit points automatically, no roll. And now you need to make a con check, because I believe that's over half of your hit points.
I'm sorry, what?
Whoops.
What? Well, let me just start getting my backup characters sheet ready here. I have advanced bonus dice on making con rolls.
You do. Let's see if you stay conscious. You stay
those are
conscious.
not great
With a regular
rolls, though.
success, you stay conscious. But you are weakened physically by this. And he readjusts. So much less grateful than your predecessors. I am trying to give you a gift. I want to know what's going on with Ganymede and Irene right now.
I think the only reason why Irene succeeds on that sanity check is that her caretaker mode just kicks in terms of like there's no time to process what's happening here. It's oh fuck, Charlie's here. Charlie just got hurt. Zeb just got hurt. Like I think she just slid into this kind of comfort space, which does distance herself emotionally from what she would normally be feeling towards this stuff. So she probably has helped Charlie up, and like it's probably, you know, like touching, like holding him a little too tight and like trying to like assess if this is really him. She's not sure this is so sudden. And when she feels that like he's fine, I think that's the time that Zeb gets blasted back.
And Zeb's not getting up like Charlie is.
Yeah. And so I think she'll run over to Zeb and like check on him. And is probably in a bit of a panic.
And Ganymede?
Ganymede had been backed up, her back to the wall that was once the door. And as Zeb was running in, she cried out, "No," in a voice of just deep pain and fear. And in her mind, she wants to run to him. She sees what's happened, but she just can't make her legs move.
The Black Pharaoh stands. And you see now, he looks human, but he towers over all of you unnaturally. And he raises an arm to his right, toward that hemispheric map you examined, and it disappears in a shimmer. In its place is an archway, and beyond it, each one of you sees something different. Ava. It's your dream. The moments before your father's death that always replay. Though you're looking down on him and yourself, and you can see him smiling as the group approaches the stones that mark the underground city. His life's work is on the cusp of being validated, but more importantly, he is still alive. He's wiping his brow, he's smiling, and he's breathing. But you know it's coming, because you've replayed it so many times. Only this time, it's moving slower, like molasses. There's finally time to stop it. Zeb, you are looking at an apartment building in New York. Your point of view pushes in until it's like you're on the fire escape outside a window, through which your very pregnant sister Pearl is arguing with her mafioso husband, half dressed in his police uniform. And neither of them notice the police moving into position outside of the window. They don't hear the heavy footfalls of more moving into position outside the door. And you know in your gut, they don't give a jot about collateral damage. They're here to make it hurt. Irene, you are also looking into a window, but you're a bit farther away. You're looking into your sister's home in West Virginia on an early fall night. She's holding your daughter, who is laughing at the face your sister is making. Then your vision is blocked by a silhouette, a familiar silhouette. Victor watches for a moment before he checks that his gun is loaded and slowly starts walking toward the house. Charles, you can see the car gliding along the California coast from above. But this time the perspective is like you're flying overhead, getting closer and closer until you can see the dark auburn curls and the easy smile of Annie, your high school sweetheart. And the rain begins. And she's laughing because, of course, you drove with the top down this night of all nights. The night of flash flood forced you off the road, and the best girl in the world was broken in 100 different ways, and with her the last bit of goodness in you. Ganymede. You see something rather different. Before you stretches ancient Egypt by the looks of it. Sometime in the 3rd dynasty, perhaps? The archway is leading on to the ground level, and it would be very easy to step through. It appears to be the same area as that surrounding the pyramid, yet there is no red pyramid nearby. It looks like a marketplace. Craftsmen work busily, but through the crowd you spot them easily, even as far away as they are. Their skin is tanned and fabric covers part of their faces, but you'd know your parents anywhere. Your mother spots you first. She clutches onto your father's arm and he sees you now too. Without looking at each other, they grasp hands and start running. But a few steps in, they slow. Everybody makes sanity checks. If you passed, take 2. If you failed, take 8. Some of you do have talents that reduce sanity loss, in case you didn't remember. As all of this plays out, you hear that silky voice dripping with promise. You can save them all. Right now. And I promise this will be your only chance. Time marches ever forward, after all. You can, of course, come right back, if you're quick enough. You have my word. This isn't the goalpost, after all. Think of it as the 10-yard line. The archway's edges crackle with green energy, which slowly begin to press in. And when it is done, these portals, if that's what they are, these opportunities will be lost to you. What do you do?
Ava's going towards the portal. 100%. I think with the sanity loss, this is like the realest. I mean, this is, and she's doesn't have the same experience that the others do with this, right? She is just seeing her dad alive, this moment from her dream, and it's like he's right there. She can grab him and save him. And like, I mean, she's not even thinking like, she's like, I'll throw myself in front of the bullet to save him. You know, she's just like, she'll do whatever she can. Charlie, they're both crying. Obviously, Ava's sobbing, walking towards the portal. She's going to save her dad. Charlie has to absolutely like wrench his eyes away from the portal to look at, you know, the Black Pharaoh. Oh, it's so hard. He has to look away. And I think he just says fuck you and your gifts, because I know they aren't to keep.
I can make you a promise, Charles.
You've made me one before.
If you don't get her, I will. Ava's walking. Charles is locked in with the Pharaoh at this moment. Zebulon?
Oh, God. Oh. Oh. This is such a hard decision for Zeb. I think much like Charles, that Zeb looks and looks, but he doesn't walk over there. I think he's kind of on one knee at this moment, in pain. He says, I don't trust one word coming from you. You're lying, and even if I did go save them now, I'd just be dooming them for later. You're lying. That's what you do.
Just because your God lies, Zebulon, doesn't mean that I do. I don't have the need.
You promised all those people, all your followers, that we've dealt with, and, well, most of them, you promised them power and life. I think a lot of them are dead now, so really not keeping up your end of the deal there.
Irene.
I think Irene takes a couple of steps forward, just not even thinking. And then she places a hand on the wall and stops herself. she knew Victor and as a very complicated person and a very complicated relationship, both in the past and when they met again in Shanghai. And despite everything, despite this world being filled with awful, terrible people and selfishness and people doing whatever they want to get what they want, she still holds a belief that Victor would not do that to her family or to her. And so she stops. I don't think she looks at the Black Pharaoh. I don't think she looks at the others. I think she just closes her eyes.
Ganymede.
Ganymede, when seeing her parents, was actually was not affected the way that he seemed to imagine that she would be. Mechanically, I shrugged off the sanity loss for luck with my pulp talent. But for Ganymede, she was so afraid that when she looked through that archway, she would see John Craig and Annabelle Claiborne Montgomery. And when she didn't, she realized that that he wasn't quite as smart as he imagines that he is. And so she looks to him and takes a couple of steps forward out into the room. But so she's looking, she's kind of eye contact with the Black Pharaoh, but she says, "See, Zebulon, it was just as I said it would be. What we might learn in this place, well, we've learned that this Black Pharaoh is afraid. He's very afraid. We've learned that he's a coward. I think it was worth the trip, don't you?"
Ava, what are you doing?
I'm still going. I'm like, I don't hear them. I literally don't hear a single word that is being said behind me. I see that moment. Like, and she was really actually the closest one, I think, to the portal. She was standing like right there. So it's like the like womp 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 happening behind her. She can't hear anything. She just is walking towards the portal. What she believes to be, you know.
Would you like to make some kind of check? Like a power check, an occult check?
Sure, I'll do a power check. I got an advantage, I think. Try again. Okay.
In case there was any doubt in your mind before, it is 100% real. It is not an illusion.
Time is still slowing down, right?
Yes.
It's slow in that moment.
Energy at the edges is starting to creep in.
She's booking it.
Okay.
And yeah, she's booking it over there. And her hand is like, it looks like she's going out to reach towards the portal, right? But she's remembering when that shot goes out and she wants to redirect the bullet with telekinesis. That's like what she's doing. She's like preparing. It's like all of the energy in her body, like static energy is like rising up through the ground through her toes, and she's like moving towards that, and it's happening quickly, right? Like it feels like she's moving in slow motion too, because that moment is happening so slowly. But yeah, she's going to save her dad.
You step through to do this.
Yeah.
Okay.
Bye.
The aridness of the Australian outback hits you.
Yeah.
And you are there. And you can see everything from this vantage. You see the sniper taking aim.
Yeah. She can see them. Oh my God. Yeah, I think, so you can use telekinesis to like push objects, right? She's just gonna push the gun like down, like push the rifle down, so that when the shot goes off, it like doesn't hit her dad, it hits the camel, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, and then they hear it, and she's like, everything would be different. Like everything would be different. We could have all made it out alive, because that's all it took was the shot, and then Charlie reacted and threw the explosives, and like all of the stuff happened at once, and everything was okay. And she's like, we need to hear the shot, but he can't die. So that's what she's doing.
Make a telekinesis check and a throw check.
Okay. Let me double check.
Before you roll,
Yes.
the shot that hit him was a critical.
Okay. I remember. But also, Lauren, you know what else I remember?
Yeah.
It was bugged.
It was bugged.
It
So
was bugged.
maybe let's have a new shot. Average cultist. Okay. We're looking for 70 or lower. Obviously,
Yeah.
it succeeds, but we're going to see
Yeah.
what degree.
Yeah.
If it fails, then we'll just go with regular.
Yeah.
Regular.
Okay. Okay.
So you need a hard
Okay.
or better.
Can do. Okay. So I have to make a telekinesis roll outside of combat and spend a magic point.
Well, magic point per what it would actually take to move this thing. It's a bullet, but it has velocity.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So just outside of combat, it's just a telekinesis roll. It's inside.
Oh,
Would this be
great.
inside combat?
I
though?
think this is inside combat.
Okay. Then
No
I'll
one's
then
surprised
I'll do
this time.
Yeah. Telekinesis and throw. Okay. Okay. Telekinesis first. I'm gonna use my reroll. I'm gonna use
Do you want
20 whatever points of luck. Oh, I could push it, right?
Yeah, usually you can't push in combat. However, I'm going to give you a devil's bargain.
Okay. What's the bargain?
That portal's still closing. You're gonna let it close an awful lot to spend the energy to push this. And it is possible that you don't make it back through.
I'm gonna spend 20 luck. I'm not gonna push it
Okay.
to get the telekinesis.
That is a regular success and not a hard.
Fuck. What about my throw, though?
I think you need a hard on both.
Okay, I'll push it. It's fine. Push it. Dice? I swear to fucking God. A hard success. I'll use 2 points of luck to make an extreme.
Which you need to do since you were pushing it. And the throw must be hard.
I don't think I have any rerolls left. I think that was my last one.
Would you like to push it? It needs to be extreme in that case.
Chat, like a one reroll would be so cool right now. Like just like so cute and quirky and fun. If I had a single reroll and using literally all of them, I'm gone. They're done.
While you think about it, Zeb, Ganymede, Irene, and Charles, are you really not going through?
I'm really not going through, but I am thinking in Annie's direction so hard right now. It's unreal.
Mm-hmm.
And in fact, if I imagine that Irene or Zeb are going through, I'm prepared to cast the barrier to keep them from going through.
Irene and Zeb, are you going through or not?
Zeb's. Zeb's not going. He just doesn't trust him. Like, even if we're able to go through, he doesn't trust that we're going to be able to come back. Like even if it's real that we could go through and what's happening on the other side is real, he doesn't trust him. He just doesn't trust. He doesn't trust Neferka at all.
Everyone's saving me right now.
Yeah, you got 2.
Thank fuck. Oh my god, I needed those so bad. Thank you. Oh my god, I was dying. Hey, Lauren, what happens when you do magic things, but you don't have magic points? Do you take it
Use your
hurts you,
hit
right?
points.
Cool. I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna be doing that as Charlie.
Ava.
Yeah.
Are you re-rolling that throw?
Yes. Obviously. Oh my god. Roll 20. I'm not fucking around with you right now. You've got to be actually shitting me. Yeah, I'm gonna push it. Whatever. Like, who cares at this point?
So you need an extreme if you're pushing it.
Yeah. Yeah. Great.
And I will let you use your last reroll on the push if necessary.
Okay. I can do those things.
Yeah.
Roll 20. You're looking really ugly right now. Okay.
Oh, manifesting success. Oh,
Salty roll 20 apparently helps.
Yeah, apparently.
They were like ugly. So what? Excuse me. I am going to use 2 points in luck to make it a critical success.
Describe this moment to me, the moment where Ava saves her father's life.
Oh my god. She knows how fast that portal was closing behind her, and she's like, fuck it, I don't care. And she's like, I don't care what happens to me. I'm saving this man if it's the last thing that I do. Like, if this is the last thing that I do while I'm alive. She doesn't know what's going to happen when it's closed. Like, she has no idea. And she's seeing this whole scene played out, like, just like in a dream. But in a dream, she's there and she's completely helpless. And that feeling, that, like, that static feeling, it's like right at her fingertips. And there's that moment where she's not used, I mean, she's barely used her telekinesis since it started, right? And there's that moment where, like, it's not doing it. And she's like, she's failing in that moment. And it's like blocked in her hand. Like you're trying to scream in a dream and you can't. You're trying to run in a dream and you can't. She's trying to save her dad and she can't do it. And then just like, boom, like out. It's like a fucking sonic explosion out of her hand, right? Like, I don't think you actually see it, but like in the movie, right? Like you see this like ripple through the air as it just like goes and pushes his gun and that bullet just down into the rock. Like, I mean, it's like as if the bullet hit a brick wall instead of actually firing, and it just stops. But the sound the sound of that still like goes out. And I think there's like, it feels like so surreal. She's like, she can feel the air. She knows she's there, but she can like see her dad. And it's this moment that she knows so well of when he gets shot and he falls off the camel, and he doesn't fall off the camel. He's there. He's like right there.
You pushed the bullet, right?
Yeah.
As you do and you expend this energy, also you got 2 more rerolls. The sniper, utterly confused as chaos erupts down below, turns his sights on you.
Am I like in the air?
You are standing on like an outcropping above, like on his level.
She just smiles at him. Just this big smile. Huge.
And he misses. What are you doing, Ava?
She can see herself, right?
Down below, yeah. And I
Yeah.
mean, you see the rest of it is playing out. Charlie is lighting a stick of dynamite.
She looks down at her dad, and she just kind of like says like under her breath like, I'll see you soon. And then she turns around and she's going to try and make it back to the portal.
I need you to make a jump roll.
Oh, it's so fun having rerolls again. Keep them coming. Here I go. Geronimo. And I'll spend 30 points of luck.
Okay.
I'm not going to deal with having 2 Avas in this reality. Goodbye.
You run, will yourself back through. And as you are jumping through, you don't see anyone in the room. And it's dark. The rest of you see the Black Pharaoh's expression change to one of immense irritation. The gods you defy are too powerful to be discomfited by the efforts of mere mortals. You have no hope of stopping what is to come. You should meekly and gratefully return to your homes and loved ones, enjoy your small lives, and await the inevitable fate that must come, rather than continue this doomed and pathetic struggle. He waves his hand again on the other side, and images of your fallen allies play out. The first you don't recognize, but you can tell where he is, an elderly man in his 90s, holding the sword of Akmala, futilely fights a hunting horror. The creature wraps its tail around him and lifts him to its mouth and bites his head clean off. It tosses his body aside, his hand still grasping the blade that Zebulon now holds. Young Li Wen Cheng has his arms lopped off and bleeds to death, screaming. Miles Shipley rots in an asylum. No one is helping him. And Jackson Elias is held down and stabbed over a dozen times in a hotel room. The 3 murderers then carved the symbol of the bloody tongue into his forehead in his last moments of life. Make a sanity check. Those of you who passed take 1 point.
I'll spend the luck.
Okay,
I'm allowed to reroll save check.
sure.
You know who else could use some more rerolls as well?
I'm hoarding them. I need them for things.
Oh, thankful.
So 1. Even the brave know their lot. All doors are closed to you, and all your dreams are doomed. He slowly begins to disappear before your eyes.
As he is, Ganymede says, I wonder how put out they'll be that their servant was not capable of convincing us to withdraw. It seems like you might have something to fear as well, old friend.
The bubbling and boiling air slowly returns to normal. But what doesn't return, or rather who, is Ava Cowles. And that's where we're going to end today's session. Yay! Yay! Woo! 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 Huzzah!
He
Let's
said that
go
we would
around.
return. He didn't say what fucking time we would.
I'm sure it's fine. So, let's go around to everyone. Oh, let me do one thing. Hey! There he is. There's the boy. Yeah. Wow. Wow. Let's start with Tommy. How you feeling? Let me get all this terrible, sad music out of here. Get out of here.
That was one of the hardest decisions I think one of my characters has ever had to make, ever. Both as the character and as myself. That was a hard decision to make. But I think at the end of the day, Zeb just didn't trust him. And oh my gosh, that was crazy. That was crazy. You had to touch the thing, Ganymede. You had to touch the thing.
I did.
That was great. I can't wait for next week. I seriously can't. I want to find out what we do from here, because we have definitely kicked the hornet's nest. We've kicked the hornet's nest before, but we smashed the hornet's nest, and now
And you sassed it.
we sassed the hornet's nest. Oh boy, can't wait for next week. I'm Tommy, Ed Imperative Penguin on the Twinisphere. I do tabletop RPG stuff, and follow me on Twitter because you'll see that I have recently left my job to figure out what I'm doing next. So in the meantime, I've opened up doing video editing commissions.
Hell yeah. Dibs.
I've mainly done trailers, intros, and title sequences recently, but I do a variety of things. You can find a pinned tweet on my Twitter that lists sort of all the things I do and all that. But if you want something like the intro to this show or one of the other shows I've done intros for, yeah, let me know.
Huzzah! Huzzah! Halloo, hallay. Hi, Summer. Do you see who's next to you on the screen?
I did. I went and looked. It's so weird, Ganymede, because there's a hole in the wall and it's the exact size of your mouth. That's when I knew when I was like, there it is. We're going down, baby.
We're going down.
Wow. I was not expecting. I have so many feelings. I have infinite feelings right now, and I don't even know how to compartmentalize them because I have so many feelings for Ava. I have so many feelings for Charlie, and I have so many feelings for myself. This was such a fun session, and I am emotional. We did it, fam. I can't wait for next week. I can't wait for next week to see how we handle the rest of this. Hopefully a little kibby cat comes and saves us from this cursed pyramid. But yeah, I am Summer. You can find me on Twitter at Just a Summer Job. You can find me on Twitch at It's Just a Summer Job. That's where I stream most days of the week. I'll be streaming there later tonight. That's, yeah, I'll be here next Saturday and every Saturday until this is complete.
Wonderful. Wonderful. Let's go over to Allison.
I don't even, I too am emotional. That was intense. That was so intense. So good. Yeah. I learned a long time ago, and it was Lauren who taught me this, that there's two ways to play RPGs. You can try to beat them, or you can try to make the best fucking story you can make. And there was no way we were not going up those stairs. There was no way I was not trying to open that door. Because I don't care about beating it. I just love this story, and it just gets better every time we play. I'm gonna need I don't know. I need a drink is what I need.
Yeah.
That's what I need coming out of this
Happy
thing.
hour.
So I'm gonna head that way. In the meantime, kind of off social media these days, unless you get really sneaky, and then you might find me certain places. But don't though. Like read a book or something. It's better for your brain. Thank you all so much for being a part of this. Thank you so much, especially for those who gave so many gifts today. I don't know what would have happened if it were not for your generosity. So thank you all so much for that. I'll see you next week. I don't know how I'm gonna pass the time between then and now, because I'm thrown, folks. Oh.
Wonderful. Kienna!
We bring back the long tradition of our role playing and time fuckery. It has been too long. We have not fucked with time in so long. And now here we are.
Here we are again.
Oh, boy, God, that was really oof. I mean, we all hated Black Pharaoh in whatever form he's been in. He's been in Medi. We have had to deal with his assholeness throughout this entire series. My God, he just topped himself today. Decided to be like, hey, I'm gonna give you gifts and patronize you.
Yeah, exactly. Yes, that is what he was doing.
They were pretty good gifts.
They were, and they were
Nice.
Hundo P authentic.
So desperate though. He's so desperate.
Yeah, it's very interesting, and I'm really excited to see what the implications are for this, because there are going to be consequences for our actions. But to be fair, if this group had given up the first time they had heard that this is useless and you should stop it now, they would have given up all the way back in fucking New York, because they have heard that message forever. And here we are in Egypt, making great choices. Yeah, you can find me over on Twitter at Kienna Best way to figure out what I'm doing when I'm not here on the channel, mostly just here though. Of course, go check out Archon, a cyberpunk setting that I co-wrote, and all the other games and stuff. And I'm also still available for work if you're interested in getting me to do game design or writing for you. I'm here. I'm moving, so money, nice, maybe. But yes, what about you, Lauren? Lovely keeper of ours.
Yeah, I'm great. I'm feeling good. Feeling good about myself. I 100%. Like, I don't know why I actually thought you all were going to go through, but I 100% thought you would. I was like, look how nice I'm being. I'm giving you the chance to save the people you love. Why wouldn't you take me up on the opportunity? But, you know, like, whatever. Just you kick a gift horse in the mouth. That's fine. Oh. Allison. Anyway, I'm Lauren. I'm sometimes known as That Salty Ginger. I'll be here next week. I'm sure that time fuckery only happened to Ava and not to everyone, probably. Anyway, you can catch us on YouTube and Twitter, Salty Sweet Games. We'll tell you things if there are things to be told. Thank you to our sponsors, Roll20, Dice Heavy, Grinding Coffee Co. We're going to go rate a friend, so please send all the love and hype. Thank you to everybody who's hanging out today. So much. Thank you for your support. Wave bye, everybody. Goodbye. Goodbye.